This is a short video to help you get a good tone out of your recorder the first time you try to play it. There are two things that usually give young players difficulty. One is making sure the holes of the recorder, the finger holes, are completely closed with no air leaks whatsoever. If you have an air leak, you're going to get a squeaky, terrible tone that's going to get you very, very frustrated. So, in order to give yourself the best chance of getting a good tone, what you're going to want to do is keep your hand very relaxed, almost like in the shape that you would keep it in if you were making a sock puppet. So not curved. If you play guitar or piano, your teacher might be telling you to keep your fingers curved. And for recorders, since we're using the flat, fleshy part of your fingers to cover up that hole, your fingers are going to be much more flat than they would if you were playing piano or violin or guitar. So you're going to keep it kind of like this, just a slight, tiny curve, much more flat, like a hand puppet or duck if you're making like a shadow puppet on the wall with light. You take your thumb is very important, and make sure that back hole is completely covered. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your thumb and 1, 2, 3 fingers. Your pinky is going to float. It's not going to hold down anything. Your right hand, even though we're not using it to play a pitch right now, would be 1, 2, 3, and your pinky would take the bottom one. Now, even though we're not holding down the fingers of your right hand for G, A, or B, the 3 pitches we'll use today, it's very important that your thumb stays right on the back where it's going to keep your recorder stable. So I'm going to put it on my chin so I can talk to you. Keeping my fingers up, you'll notice that my fingers are off the holes over here. They're just coming off. They're not way out here. They're just off the holes and hovering right above the holes. And that way when you want to play them, all you have to do is put your finger down. I'm going to turn them this way and hopefully you'll be able to see the back. You notice that the thumb is sitting on the thumb hole. First finger, second finger, third finger. The second thing that gives young players trouble is the speed of the air. A lot of players will try to go and put a whole lot of air into the instrument. And all that's going to do is give you a horrible squeaky tone. What you want to do is you want to blow slow, warm air, just like you're warming up a window in the wintertime, so you can draw a face or write a word in it. You're blowing slow, warm air. And if you hold down your thumb, 1, 2, 3, stabilize the instrument by using your right hand. You should be able to get a very nice tone. Now, if you're getting a tone like this, or then one of two things is probably happening. Either your finger is leaking a little bit, like maybe a tiny bit of the hole is still open. You might see that, for instance, that a little tiny bit of the hole is still open. Or you might have your fingers too curved and your fingers aren't holding the holes all the way down. If you were to take the correct position and press really hard, just as an example, you press really, really hard, you would notice that you would have these little dimples in your fingers. And those little dimples should be a complete circle. If you have a complete circle, then the hole is completely closed and you're going to get a good sound out of it. Now obviously, when you're holding down the recorder, you don't have to press really hard, but what you do want to do is make sure that the hole is completely covered. If you do like this, and you find yourself with like, at the very tips of your fingers, see how it's not a full circle, it's a semicircle? If you have a semicircle, then you're not pressing the entire finger hole down. You want to make sure you're not covering the entire finger hole. You want to make sure the entire finger hole is covered, and you want to make sure it's with the pads of the fingers, the big fat part of your fingers, okay? So you'll notice it's going to be a graceful curve, not a sharp curve, it's not a claw. Let's play G together and see if we can get a good sound. Get your quarter, thumb, 1, 2, 3. Stabilize it by putting your thumb right here. And let's play together. We're holding for 8 counts. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, if you're getting that sound, we'll proceed. Otherwise, pause the video, take a listen to see if your if your tone sounds different. Check your air speed. Check your finger position. Let's take this finger off. Thumb, 2 fingers. This is A. 8 counts. 2, ready. once again, if you're getting a good tone, you're welcome to go ahead and continue going to B. If not, pause the video, see what's happening. Is there air leaking? Are you blowing too hard? Here's B. Thumb, first finger. If you're getting a good sound, let's go on. We'll play B, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, and then stop. 2, ready. Now, if you can get a good tone with B, A, and G, then you are done with this video and you're ready to move on. If not, check your fingers, make sure that the pad, you're using the pad here, make sure the pad is covering the entire hole, and make sure that the speed of your air is slow and even across the entire time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.